Welcome, guys. Now let's go over some vocab that has to do with creation. First, we have the Hindu Trimurti. This could be considered by some the quote-unquote main three gods. This could also be considered three forms of the same god. There's lots of different ways to look at this. Remember, Ekam Sat. But the Hindu Trimurti consists of three different figures: Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Let's go over each of them. First, we have Brahma. He's the creator. As you saw in the video, he's the one that actually created our universe. And in a lot of the monotheistic traditions, there's a big emphasis placed on the creator. So some would imagine that Brahma would be the most important of the three. But if you go to India, there aren't many temples for Brahma. Brahma's important to a lot, super important to some, but just because he created the world doesn't mean he's the main god or the most powerful. With respect to internal diversity, Vishnu is considered by many Hindus to be the most important or significant god. Approximately 67% of Hindus are what are known as Vaishnavis, people who devote themselves to Vishnu. And he's the protector of the universe. And he's the one that makes sure our universe stays balanced. There's a concept called Dharma, which you guys will soon be much more familiar with. But anytime that loses its balance, Vishnu will come to Earth and try to make things right. And also don't forget, even though Brahma created, he only created because Vishnu told him and gave him the materials. And the final piece of the Hindu Trimurti is Shiva, the destroyer, the god of destruction. And Shiva has loads of temples devoted to him, as destruction is not something that's viewed as wrong. It's something that's natural. Think about all the things that have to be destroyed in order for our world to work the way it does. We have to destroy our lunch in order to get the nutritional value. Think about the baby teeth that are lost, the body cells that decay and are rebuilt. Destruction is natural. It's something we should expect because it's inevitable. And that's why Shiva is almost always presented with his hand up, like you see in the picture. He's saying destruction is coming, but calm down, it's natural, it's beautiful. Because in this cycle, everything's created and destroyed. Brahma will create, Vishnu will protect, and then Shiva will destroy. And that's the Hindu Trimurti. But there's two other pieces of vocab that you should know because they're going to be very relevant to the class we're talking about today. And so that's Brahman and Atman, two sides of the same coin. So Brahman is the ultimate principle, the ultimate reality. It's the universe. And it's this concept that could be classified as monism, meaning there's no distinction between God and the world. There's no distinction between existence and non-existence, or mind and matter. It all is one. We all are one. We are Brahman. But even though we all are one, there is this concept known as Atman. And that's similar to the soul or the spiritual life principle of the universe. But a concept we really got to understand, and we'll see in the demo later in class today, is that Atman is identical with Brahman. Many people think of themselves. It's really just an illusion known as Maya. We all are one, though we separate from time to time, but then we will return to that. And this idea that Atman equals Brahman is known as this concept, Tat Vamasi. You are that you are. And that's it for the lecture. Make sure you've watched the creation story video above, and then you have three choices to document your knowledge. You could either submit a picture of notes you've taken, write a 6+ sentence summary reflection about what you learned, or record a 60+ second audio or video reflection. Remember, you're talking about both the creation story and what you've learned in this little lecture. Submit it to Creation Lecture on Schoology, and then I'll see you guys back in class.